Now that you've gotten good at what you are naturally talented at, let's find out what you may have in you that you didn't know you had. Come on, let's go. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, and this is the Bipolar Perspective, presented to you by Noir Apologia Gaming. We've been talking about cleaning your house, um, feeling back up with positive things, learning what to do with some of the stuff you're going to keep that's negative, but you kind of hide away. We talked about last video doing things inside your box, getting better at things inside your box. So there's going to be a point where you're going to get bored. It's just going to happen where you're going to be like, okay, what's the next step? The next step is expand your box. Go outside your box. Now, again, this is one of those simple lined subjects that is not quite as simple because there's a process to this. All right. So I'm going to tell you a story. It's pretty much going to be the entire video, so I hope you don't get bored, about how I'm looking at you in the eyeballs right now. See the eyeballs? Anyway, so this part of this for me started really on my 40th birthday 2 years ago. This part of this journey. But the boredom part started 4 years ago, probably. Going on 5 years even. Where I came to a point where I was just bored with everything. My life was so the same every single day. And I love playing video games. I don't consider myself a gamer in the sense that I don't go, I don't care, I don't care about video games for the same reason other people do. I use it to help me with patience and how to properly think and get my mind focused on this. Yes, video games can be, that's why gaming is in the name of the business. It's Noir Apologia Gaming, because I believe that you can use video games, because a lot of kids play video games now, and there's the suicide rate for teenagers has gone up so significantly. It's just really sad, actually. Well, they can use video games to actually help them focus their mind on something. Now, my journey was about 4 years ago, maybe a little over that, and it basically I got bored with my video games. It's just very simple. I just got bored with it. It just was so mundane, and it's not like I was really drinking anymore. I mean, every once in a while to have one, but just I didn't go out, and just it was so. I wanted something else. I wanted to take my newfound talents. Why am I still getting updates when I have it on airplane mode? Anyway, my newfound talents, and I wanted to do something with it. I told you that I had a website in 2012. I wasn't ready. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that. I wasn't sure if I was ready. I didn't even know if I was ready. I didn't know, is it time yet? Blah blah blah. Oh, it was time. It was time then. However, it took me a couple more years, and something happened on my 40th birthday where someone, I'm not going to say the person's name, and I'm not going to do that. I don't call out people. Not purposely, anyways. I'm sorry if my family got offended by me talking about what happened in 2011. It's just sorry. But a person basically told me, I guess this is going to give it away, isn't it? A person told me that they didn't trust me, that even though we had been talking for 2 years about me seeing my son, yeah, that probably gave it away. Oh well. Sorry. It's just the way it is. Um, they told me this, and they told me that basically they didn't want me coming to. My son was in Maryland, I think, at the time. Didn't want me coming in, and then didn't believe, like, that that you say you've changed and stuff. The whole point of me going there, because I was planning a trip, the only was so that she could see how I was, so that she could believe what I was saying. I don't expect you to believe me. Why? Why? Why would I? No, I don't. I stopped doing that a long time ago. You need to trust me because of my actions, not because of my words. Do you see what I'm saying? Anybody can speak well. There's people that can speak well. They're liars, aka any politician. My point is, I was told this, and I snapped. At first, it was in a bad way. Okay, and she almost broke me again. I'm not even kidding. I mean, for 2 or 3 days, I went on a bender. I'm not proud of that, but I worked for 2 years, and then talking to Gabriel, and all of a sudden it's like, you're a liar. No, I'm not. And how can I prove it to you? And you don't want me to prove it to you? Okay, fine. But then, on like the third day of that little bender, I woke up and I got mad. Oh, I got mad. And I walked into the room where my significant other was sitting watching her show. She was allowing me to. She knew I had every right to feel the way I felt. I felt betrayed, to be honest with you. But I walked in and I said, no, you know what, screw this. We're going to take that trip anyway. We're just going to, because me and her had never actually taken a trip together like that. So we decided we were going to go, I'm going to do something we talked about only in fantasy, really. Going to the Carlsbad Caverns and going to the Rocky Mountains. And she'd never been there. She'd never seen the Rocky Mountains. She'd never seen Pikes Peak. But I had an ulterior motive for wanting to go. It wasn't just to show her stuff. I had a bunch of questions in my head. And those questions were basically, am I on the right path? Am I doing this right? Did I do something wrong? Those kind of questions. And what is my purpose? That was the main question. All right. Why am I here? Why did I live in 2013? What was the point of any of it? So we went on our trip, and my little moment didn't happen until literally the day we went to, second time we went to Pikes Peak. We went to Pikes Peak twice that week. First time we weren't even allowed to get out of the van or whatever because it sleeted in the middle of July. It was crazy. It was all white and stuff. July. We left 120 degrees here, and I walked out one morning in what's that city? Cortez, Colorado, and it was 50 degrees. Oh my God, that was glorious. But anyway, we went there and we had a good time, and I had a good time on the trip, but I wasn't getting my answers. My main answer. I was getting other answers, by the way. I was getting all the answers to the other questions. No, I didn't do anything wrong. Not this time. I mean, you can blame me for a lot of stuff. You can't blame me for this one. That I did everything right. It's the other person that didn't care, didn't really care. And so the last day that we were there, we went again because I was very upset about not being able to get out of that van. I just thought, in my head, I was thinking I was not going to enjoy this as much because I came here for a reason. And at the beginning of this video and all my videos, there's that and also at the end, there's that video of me climbing the mountain, climbing up mountain. That's Pikes Peak, and you can obviously know why I put that in the video. But more than that, that was literally right after it happened. The strangest thing. There was no service. You couldn't get messages. Heck, I was tracking on GPS. You couldn't even see the map. I mean, there's no service. But one text message made it through somehow. I cannot make this story up. You know who it was from? Dwan Jackson, my business partner, before there was ever a business. That is not an accident. You can say it was, that's not an accident. I don't believe in that. Something else happened right there, and I can't explain it to you. I just know that was very enlightening. Right as I was in the middle of just my moment, as it were. I went by myself, and I went down there a little bit, down the hill a little bit, and I just sat and thought about stuff on the top of a mountain. It's amazing. It's amazing, the view. It's amazing. Maybe it was lack of oxygen. But yeah, I got a text, and so I had my moment, and things didn't really happen when we got back. I mean, it's not like it just really happened. And then again, almost on my birthday, because it was on New Year's, so about 6 months later. But when I left there, I was in a completely different mind frame mode. It was strange. I was so excited. I was so happy. I was that got accomplished. And I'm gonna, at the end of this story, I'm gonna tell you some things you really can take from this that has everything to do with this step. That this is a process here. That there was a process going on here. That it didn't just happen overnight. That even after I left Pikes Peak, fast forward to January, my significant other has to go to the hospital. Severe migraine. I was in there for 2 days. And I sat outside and realized that if something happened to her, I almost go back to square one. Because I will be homeless, because I don't make money. I get SSI right now. And I panicked. Very simple. I panicked. And I realized, and we had talked about moving back to Minnesota, and so I said, I want to go now. So we did. And met up with Dwan. Dwan was living up there at the time. And someday I'll tell you about this, but some fascinating events happened. And basically, a month and a half later, Dwan was staying here. Because I went there twice. And there was a bad thing that happened. And again, I snapped. But not in a bad way. I snapped in the best of ways. It put a spark up my rear end like you've never seen. And that's where this began. Slowly. I had to do research. I went on YouTube and how would I do this? I mean, Dwan and I discussed, because he was doing live gaming videos, and I thought maybe that was a direction we could go, but I really, that's not my, this is what I want to do. I want to help people. No offense, I just, I don't play games like that. I don't use them for that reason. So, but I knew that yes, eyeballs are eyeballs. So if we get gamers, that's why my YouTube channel has changed, and I got rid of some of those videos because we're literally changing this now. This is going to be focused specifically on this stuff, and I am going to use video games. I'm going to use video games, but I'm not probably live streaming, at least on this channel. It's going to be multiple channels at some point. That's another part of the process. But anyway, so as I'm learning this stuff in this last year since Dwan has been here, this is what I've learned. I've learned how to design and create a website. Now, I had done that before, but not like this. Not like this. I just, it wasn't like this. It was almost half-assed before. Design and do a website properly. Learn how to market the website. Learn how to advertise the website. Learn how to use social media properly. Social media properly, in reference to advertising and talking to people. Okay. I learned how to. Then I started learning graphic design. Okay, but I was still fearful of this right here, this video thing. And so at the time, Dwan was getting on there, which was just fine by me. I'll do the graphics and you can be the face. That's not the way life works. Dwan started having health issues, and it was going too slow. This was going too slow, and I realized how much time is valuable. So I started learning this stuff. I'm learning. I pay $52 a month for Adobe, the whole thing, Creative Cloud, which is 20 apps, okay? And they are the most awesome things that has ever been created by man. I never thought I could do this by myself. I didn't believe in myself before, but I'm saying that now I didn't know if I could do the whole thing by myself. I thought with Dwan and his health issues that I wasn't going to be able to do this by myself. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Guess what? I'm doing it by myself. I was wrong. You'll be wrong. If you say you can't do it, you'll be wrong. You will be wrong about saying that particular statement. It'll be a good wrong, though. And you'll laugh at it. You'll like, why didn't I believe in myself? And it's just part of the process. And check this out. I had never planned a trip like the Pikes Peak one. I'd never done that. I'd never completed anything. My mind never worked like that. I would start a project, get bored with it, and be done. The closest thing that I'd ever completed was my symphony that I wrote. Yes, I wrote a symphony. No, you're never hearing it. Yeah. I always say no, but you know what happens. I'll end up using it on here for music or something. But anyway, because I'm going to do everything possible. And if I can just get over myself on some things, I know how to write music too. So, but the thing is, the thing is, to have the mind frame of okay, what I just said 5 seconds ago. I know what's going to happen, and I'll just do it anyway. Really take your synapses and think on what I just said. This is a guy who was broken. And now, you're not going to stop me. Nothing is. I'm going to give you full disclosure. I've been working 3 straight days. I have gotten barely any sleep. I am feeling it today. But I'm as good a mood as I would be if I had had sleep. Because look at this. I've gotten all these videos done. I'm redesigning the logo, I haven't decided when it's going to come out. But see, that's part of the learning process. But check this out. It all began, that thought process all began with Pikes Peak because I had never done that before. I never planned a trip like that and then completed it. You feel me? I'd never done it before. And there was this moment, a couple weeks, well, it was literally a couple weeks because we were on the trip for 2 weeks. When we first got to Carlsbad and got to the hotel, where I had a moment and I had a little bit of not a cry like that. It was more tears in my eyes because I was proud of myself, because I had done something that I'd never done before. I'm sorry if I get emotional about stuff like that. It's just, that's the feeling you want to have. It'll be the first time it happens to you. You will be so proud of yourself. Just it'll be something like that. It ain't gonna be a business necessarily. I love people. I used to hate them because they had stuff I didn't have, or I was reflecting my hate from myself to someone else. Any counselor would tell you that's what I was doing. What I'm saying is, I've always cared for people, though. I've always loved people. I've always wanted to help. When you have a problem, I want to hear it. So maybe I can provide something different. I've always been like that, even when I had problems. And I want you to get like that. You can, but go outside your box. See, all of this stuff is outside of my box. Let's see, I went to the College of Nowhere. I have a GED. I learned graphic design from the College of Nowhere. I learned how to do Adobe Illustrator and design logos and then combine them with Photoshop from nowhere. I'm an Adobe nowhere. I'm not an Adobe instruction of anything. I'm a guy with a lot of talent, a lot of brains, a lot of hope. Hope for myself and hope for you. Hope for you. Hope for you. Have hope in yourself. Have faith in yourself. And faith isn't something that's blind. Everybody talks about faith as something blind. No, it's not. I don't care what Webster says. It's not what the biblical definition of it is. I'm sorry, atheists, if that offends you. The biblical definition of faith is belief with proof. Faith is a type of belief, but it is not even the same word in Greek. So faith means something with substance, something that's provable. So you have something here. I know I can do this here. There's a possibility I can do this here. That's called hope. That's what faith is. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in those around you who are helping you. And now we go to the last step. Stay tuned. Leave your comments below, please. I want to hear your story. I'm going to continue to say that. May the Lord of Light bless you in all things. Goodbye. I had bipolar disorder and PTSD, and I was in that position. I was a broken man 15 years ago, and I fixed my life. And everybody talks about changing this world, and so forth and so on, and everybody talks and talks and talks, and they never do anything about it. Well, here I am. I'm going to do something about it. I'm tired of the misconceptions about mental disorder. I'm tired of the directions that some people try to give to people with real problems in life. Really examine your life. Want to without knowledge is ignorance. If you don't know what it's going to take, if you don't know why you're doing things, why you want to change your life, there is no there's no point to it. I want to create desire in you to change your life, especially if you have been abused, if you have been told all your life you're a loser. You should examine why that is. I was a loser. You understand? Like 15 years ago, I really was. You do need advice. You can't have just one set of eyes on your life. You have to have perspective, and you might not want to hear it. Do you think I wanted to hear that I was a loser? I didn't even want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. That's why I drank so much. Good Lord, I was an alcoholic because of it. I didn't want to deal with life. So check this out. Like, I didn't believe in myself. I hid myself for so long. I don't want other people feeling like that. I know what it feels like to be you. I really do. But you don't have to be.